This is one of the best things people can do if they want to drop body fat.
How do you set up your home for optimal fat loss? If your environment is set up so that the only choice you really have are the behaviors that are conducive towards your goal, you don't need any willpower to do it.
You want to just set up the environment that drives it.
Make it as easy as possible to do the things you want to do and as difficult as possible not to. Like in an ideal world, you'd just be in a house with chicken, rice, veggies, and fruit. But again, you have kids. Life doesn't work like that.
If we sum it up, top 5 things that we can do.
I'm Ryan Stevens.
Dr. Taylor Waters.
I'm Ben Olliver.
Welcome to the Superhuman Show, yeah?
How do you set up your home for optimal fat loss? So,
Sweets on the counter.
sweets on the counter, Sour Patch Kids, every drawer.
This is literally this is one of the best things people can do if they want to drop body fat. Like you want to just set up the environment that drives it.
Yeah.
Because people will always blame the reason why people have gained weight over time is because the environment is now such an environment that it drives it. It's like, well, if you can create your own environment from home that drives the opposite, it's like you're going to give yourself a much better chance of getting the job done.
We talk about it all the time where there's basically like an inverse relationship between optimal environment and willpower needed. Where if your environment is set up so that the only choice you really have are the behaviors that are conducive towards your goal, you don't need any willpower to do it. You know, if the only thing available to eat was, chicken, vegetables, and rice, losing fat would be easy. No one would be overweight. But if you're working at McDonald's, the amount of willpower you need to not eat that food significantly higher than if you didn't work there. So this is why we harp on about environment so much, because we can talk about motivation, discipline, all of the things which I think are popular on social media. Whereas we've always spoke about well, how do I make it even easier for myself? Like if there was a cheat code, it's you rig your environment so that the only option is to do the thing that you want to do. Now, obviously, when you factor in jobs, spouses, kids, you don't have full control over that environment because kids need their snacks, and maybe your spouse isn't following a plan, and you're limited in space, and all where you live is based on your work and all of this stuff. So this is where, again, previous episodes, we look at everything as a continuum. We're not saying you have to do these things in order to be successful, but if you can say, well, if there's any little thing that we kind of discuss here that you can implement in your environment, it's likely going to help versus make things harder. So even if there's one thing that you can take away from this episode and say, you know what, I could probably change that around in my house and it's going to make me more likely to do this thing, then, success for us. So yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
I think that's where a lot of people struggle as well, because it's kind of easy to say to people, we'll just get rid of all like the junk food or whatever. And just like what you said, like you have kids who are like eating chocolate and stuff. And just because you were on a journey like to improve your health and fitness, it doesn't mean like your kids can't have a piece of chocolate. So it's like trying to find that balance. And I have that in my house as well. Like if my kids ask me for chocolate, I'm not going to no, because I don't want to eat it and I don't have that temptation. It's like, but there's some things that I tend to do, which has really helped me. And I've had a conversation with a lot of other like clients that have got kids, is that first off, can you buy like sweets and stuff where you are not necessarily, you could take or leave it? It's like kind of like, I'm not really too fussed on that. Yeah. Or just buy enough for your kids for that week, because then you have the association, well, if I eat that, there's none left for my kids. Often people will like buy in bulk, so then it's like, there's some left over. What are you going to do with those leftovers? I'm just going to get them down. It's one of the best things I've done. That is
individual packaging.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's like for like crisps or chips or chocolate bars and things like that, like the individual ones.
Because like you get it, like even when I go into Tesco's, when you buy in bulk, you often get it at a cheaper price. But then it's like, what price are you willing to pay? You're willing to pay the price of that temptation staring you in the face and then not getting towards your goals, or pay like the extra 20 pence to get like a single packet of whatever the sweets and stuff is. Like that's very important to know. But yeah, it's really like in an ideal world, you'd just be in a house with chicken, rice, veggies, and fruit. Yeah. But again, life doesn't work like that.
But it's like the way I also think of it is you also got to think, okay, well, is having all that stuff readily available even to your kids, is that a smart thing to do. Because it's like you potentially had that growing up, and now you've ended up in a position whereby you are 40 pounds overweight and are struggling to shift it. Well, if you create the exact same environment for your kids growing up, well, there's a chance that they're going to find themselves in the same hole. So it's like you might want to consider, okay, maybe they do want it, but is it right to have it readily available at all times? Because again, there is going to be that trade-off. It's like, it's like, should they be stored? Because what it does, because with some people, like we always had a crisp cupboard in my house, where there was a cupboard full of chips. And it's like, and then that becomes the norm. But if the norm is what results in you gaining 30 pounds over a 5-year period, should that be the norm? Whereas like in my house now, we don't have a crisp cupboard because I just don't think it's necessary to have it. If I want crisps, don't get me wrong, or chips, I can go and buy them, but they're not always readily available. And it is the same. And again, you're a parent, so it's sort of, you'll have a better insight on this, but there is going to be a trade-off of what do I want my kids to always have access to? And just because it's been normalized that there should be these things available in the house, well, given the fact that the obesity crisis is just going more and more and more and more, maybe, again, you can ask the question, is that the right thing to do?
Yeah. I'll tell you another thing. So obviously, because like you said, it is the norm in a lot of people's houses. Imagine trying to change that new norm with like a 7-year-old kid, right? Tell them you can't have X, Y, Z at this certain time. For a lot of people, it'd be like, I'd rather just give them that thing than have like a tantrum for like 6 hours. So like, because again, it's like changing that new norm is such like really difficult. You're almost better off starting to like reduce it slowly. And then trying to like going cold turkey, game over.
Do you use food as a reward for your kids?
No.
Nothing
at all. Nothing at all.
See, I think that's such a good thing. Because we talk about all the time when you have kids, and if they're good, or they do well, they get a treat or they get a happy meal, whatever it is. If you're bad, you got to eat your vegetables, and it's like you're literally ingraining in them like healthy, nutritious food just for ease of conversation. Because I know we've spoke about health and all those things, but you're basically saying if you're naughty, then you have to eat these good foods that are great for your body. And if you do things really well, you get to eat junk. And so then it's like good junk, bad, like healthy food. And so I think because you were coaching before you had your first kids, it's like you had learned about this, and it's like, right, we ain't using food as a kind of thing.
Do you know what's mad? So some kids' activity, like TV programs, they'll often say on there, like, relation to like sugar is bad for you, but also in school, one of my kids come home quite a while back now when they had to do like this little paper, and it was like healthy food, junk food, and they had pictures of different, they obviously in school, they had different pictures. Right, which one does this go in? Junk food, healthy food. And my kid asked me, he's like, oh, well, this is bad for you. And then I said, only if you eat a certain amount. I was like, if you have a certain amount of this food, this will give you a bad time. And it was broccoli. Like, if you eat too much broccoli, like that'll give you a bad stomach as well. So it's almost like you're trying to, because it's told in school and stuff as well, you're almost trying to soften the blow without trying to give them put food on like some moral high ground type thing.
Well, you're putting foods into groups when our whole coaching thing is there's no good or bad. There's everything has its purpose. It's everything in moderation, and depending on your goals and what you want to do, it's more of something and less of something else.
And like you said, the environment is driven towards creating that separation. Like there is in schools, is on the TV program. Like saying sugar's bad for you, and it's like, well, not really.
Because even
it depends.
When people say, right, I'm gonna clean out the kitchen, I'm gonna get rid of all the junk, they get all the junk and they put it in one cupboard. And then it's like, well, now you've got a pot of gold. And so it's like, now that's like the treat cupboard. And whereas you'd be better off just scattering it around, but just not in plain sight. Whereas it's like, now it's like in your head, it's like, that's the cupboard of glory right there. Like, and then you walk past it and you're like, and then you open it and you're like, oh my God, it's Willy Wonka's chocolate factory in there. And whereas if it's more scattered around and just not like in, eyes view and more inconvenient to get to, you're probably going to think about it a lot less.
You see it when people come home though as well. Like some people, they start training, for example, they train and there's this urge to reward themselves then with a energy dense meal or this highly palatable meal. And it's like, or they'll get to the end of a busy work week and like, I want to reward myself with, and that all comes from like being young. It's like, well, I've always rewarded myself with
I
fries,
always got a Happy Meal when I did well.
Yeah, the Happy Meal.
Yeah.
Like this is a Happy Meal.
Marketing genius, by the way. McDonald's.
Yeah. Eat this
genius.
and you will be happy.
Yeah.
Do you know what else? What do people do when they're sad? They do the same thing.
Yeah.
They'll eat the comfort eating stuff. So it's like it's everywhere, regardless of how you're feeling.
Happy, sad.
Honestly, calling. It's only for some reason. It's only just now that you said it like that. Like calling the meal the Happy Meal for kids. Whoever thought of that? Genius.
Yeah.
Like just.
Do you know when I think as well of like the unhappy meal?
Yeah.
I think of like boiled potatoes, boiled peas, and some dried chicken.
But
That's
like, it comes in the end with the handles in the box. And it's got a little toy. It's a Happy Meal.
Yeah.
You did well. You get a toy. You get a burger and fries. Like
it's playing on that so well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But we've gone on an absolute tangent.
Yeah.
Right out the gates.
So yeah, obviously because when it comes to body fat, nutrition is going to be the main driver or the biggest lever you can pull when it comes to creating a calorie deficit. So a lot of stuff we talk about in the home, it is going to be associated with the kitchen. You know, where your food is what food you're buying, where it's stored in your kitchen. When you walk into your kitchen, what do you see? And these things that they're so overlooked because people will go straight down it's my hormones as to why I'm not losing weight, and it's like you've got cookies on your kitchen side. I would bank that's the reason why you're gaining weight versus your hormones. And when it's like people will miss the forest for the trees and looking at the real obvious things in their environment that are just setting them up to fail, and it's almost like the game's been rigged for you to fail. So let's change it so you don't even think about this stuff. Out of sight, out of mind is so true.
I tell you one thing, just based off what we just said, one of the biggest things to do, not just the environment, the people in it. Imagine if you started trying to make changes, throwing stuff out, change things you hadn't told anyone in your house. Like your kids who have, what the heck are you doing? That causes a massive argument.
They're like, what have I done wrong?
It's like,
are you getting divorced?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, first thing, sit around the table and have a conversation and like come up with a plan. And like maybe you may have to compromise on a few things, but at least if people are aware and everyone is included, you're more likely going to be successful.
I think that's almost like could be the first thing that you should do. It's like, let's sit down. I've decided that I'm going to try and lose 40 pounds. I want to get my family on board and I want to see what are they willing to tolerate within the environment from home. Is this necessary? Do you want this? Can we change this for this? So now you're starting to get everyone on board, one, because they know what you're trying to do. And then you can start to get an idea of, because some people say, oh, I buy all this stuff in bulk, but I've got kids. Well, have you asked them if you would change that? It would make a big difference. And they're like, no. Like, well, you could ask them.
The biggest thing with kids and spouses, when I'll read a check-in and it'll be like, it's just, or I have a Zoom call and it's like, oh, it's just so hard. My partner doesn't support me. And this goes both ways, males and female spouses and vice versa. And my first response is always, have you asked them? And then they're like, well, no. And it's like, so why do you think that they're just automatically going to do it? Like, they're not mind readers. And the amount of times that it's just a communication breakdown. Yeah. And then I'm like, just ask them. Just like ask your kids. Say, hey, like, dad's trying to lose some weight. I would love it if you guys could, come for a walk with me in the evenings. If you see me going for the snacks, you can say, Dad, you're trying to lose weight. Like, I'd really appreciate it if if we could be a team. And they'd be like, they'd love it. Yeah. And then same thing with a spouse. If you just say, look, I'm trying to improve this so I can be a better spouse towards you. I can be a better example for my kids. I can have more energy. I can give you more back. They'd be like, oh, like, sing to me, but it's straight away because you stop going on date night because you're trying to control your calories, and they're like, they don't love me anymore. And it's like, you haven't even told them why you're doing it. And so it's just having the frank conversation. And if you have that conversation and they're still unsupportive, that's a deeper conversation to have as to like, do you want a spouse that does not support you with your goals? Most people would say no. Exactly. And then it's like, well, then you need to make a decision then of, do you want to, you're going to have to work harder than most people and deal with this pushback, or you change your spouse. Yeah. Like, and I know I'm saying that very simply. I know it's not as simple as that, but when you really break it down to like the two options, that is it.
Yeah. And also, if you have that conversation, you're going to know either way where you stand and your expectations. Like, well, I know I'm going to be swimming upstream, so I know to expect that.
Yep.
You know, so I know my wife is going to try and my husband's going to try and pull me back down when I make this decision because they said they weren't going to support me. Or hopefully they'll say, yeah, I fully support you.
Yeah.
And then it'll be much
The
easier.
amount of times we have spouses that lose weight as a byproduct of their spouse being in the program, they don't even sign up, but they're just like, well, they've been joining them for walks in the evening. They've been eating what they've been eating, you know, for dinner. And it's like, oh, my wife's down 50 pounds or my husband's down 50 pounds. He's not even following the program or tracking anything. He's just embodying some of the behaviors is so awesome.
Think about it. What does most families do? They all have an evening meal together. If one person's in the program, the chances are they aren't going to cook different meals. It's like, oh, we'll just all eat the same thing. As a byproduct of just doing that, they lose weight. Going for a walk in the evening instead of watching TV. Such powerful habits over time.
Yeah. And just from an insecurity standpoint as well, like sometimes they don't understand the motive behind why you're trying to lose weight, get leaner. So they immediately, and which I would say is not it's not abnormal.
It's not unreasonable, yeah.
No, where, oh, my spouse is trying to lose weight. Why?
So he can leave me.
Are they looking for someone else?
Yes.
Are they trying to impress someone else? Are they sick of now what they've got at home? Whereas like because again, in this thing, we're trying to say, what are we trying to manipulate from home to support fat loss? You got the physical and then you got the social as well. The environment is both. So if you address the social first, so the family or whoever lives in your house, and at least lay that down first. Now, if you do start changing the physical, the social are aware of what's going on. So it's not going to cause friction there. So I think first point of contact, if you can just get them on board to as much as they're willing to be on board. Because like you see some spouses, like it's not like, oh yeah, I really support my husband and I get him up every morning and I prep his meals. You might not even need that. Or it's like, oh, my wife's trying to lose weight. I'm going to go to the gym with her and I'm going to do this. It doesn't need to be that. But it can be like, if he says no or if she says no to something, I can be like, okay.
I can tolerate it.
yeah. Or it's like, I'm not going to be panicking myself thinking they're trying to get in shape because they're trying to leave me. I know it's because they want to be a better example for their kids.
Yeah.
Or because they've been to a doctor's appointment, they've had a bit of a health scare, which they want to address.
Yeah.
Like, as long as they're aware of that, now the whole process is going to be much more smooth.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a side tangent, but I feel it does need to be said as well, because I've seen this a couple times, more on the female side, but it does happen on the male side as well. But when women they decide to embark on, say, like fat loss journey, they'll have their friends say, but you're perfect the way you are. Like, you should love yourself how you are right now. And so they've already made the assumption that the reason you're losing fat is because you don't love yourself and you're unhappy right now. When maybe that's true, but it could also not be true. It could be, I love myself so much that I'm also going to reward myself by getting in even better shape and pursuing this other goal. Like, they're not two opposing things. Like, it's not a dichotomy there where it's like, I can be so happy and love my body and want to get in better shape. It's not, I can only get in better shape because I'm unhappy with how I look. And a lot of women will try and almost like talk their friends out of changing, being like, no, you don't need to lose weight. You need to work on self-love. The reason why you want to lose weight is because you don't love yourself enough. I think it's fucking bollocks. Like, I think, like, one, it's none of your fucking business what someone else wants to do with their goals. If they want to gain weight, fucking let them. If they want to lose weight, let them. Like, that's their choice. But it's also you're putting your own beliefs and assumptions on that person, where saying, no different than like a guy that wants to lose weight in his relationship. The wife might assume he's losing weight because he's going to go and cheat. That's why he's doing it. When maybe, like, you know, he might say, I'm losing weight because I think you're so far out of my league. I want to be the husband that you deserve.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh my God, like, that feels so nice. Like, he's doing all this for me, like complete 180. And so I would just say, like, don't make the assumptions, like have a conversation, you know, whether it's with your friends. And it's the same with guys. Like, you know, if you're, you know, if all your friends are overweight and then you start changing, they'll start making digs, you know, and be like, oh, fucking salad boy over here, you know, and stuff. And they'll try and put you off it because they have to look in the mirror and be like, well, I'm not doing anything. But
I want to be salad boy.
Yeah, soy boy. But I've seen it a few times recently where, you know, they might put something online or something and be like, oh, you know, like, I'm on this fat loss journey, and then it's immediately like, you don't need to lose weight, you're great the way you are, like you should work on self-love and all these things, and it's like you're making so many assumptions there versus just going, fucking go for it, like I'll support you.
It's like they want to better themselves, they must hate where they are. Like, how does that make sense? In any other context, that wouldn't, like, if someone was setting up a business, say now they were working in a job, they were employed, now they're setting up a business, like, oh, I'm going to go on my own and set my own business up. Oh, you should just love yourself more.
Like, you should just love how much you get paid right now. Versus trying to do more.
It's like, well, no, I was happy in my old job, but I want to try and explore this where I might earn more money and I might be, put myself or my family in a better position. No one would ever say, no, you just need to love yourself more and love that salary.
Love your low salary.
Lower your standards. How does that sound? It's like, no, just I can be happy and want more for myself.
And that's not to say, I would say the majority of people that sign up to or want to lose weight is because they are unhappy, with how they look and stuff. But I still wouldn't make that assumption, before having the conversation. So, if you're in a relationship and either your wife has signed up to the program or your husband signed up to the program, I have the conversation first before making assumptions as to why they're doing it, because it may go down a conversation that you didn't think was going to be there, but also you're not making any assumptions as to why they're doing it, because then again, the amount of times you see the spouse's behavior completely change and almost like, they're a bit spiteful against the change, or even Supra itself being like, this has ruined my husband or my wife, now they're just obsessing over this stuff. And it's like, well, you obviously don't understand why they're doing it then, and you need to have that conversation.
I'll tell you one thing. So when do we apply for the police? 10 years ago, something like that?
Yeah.
Went to the...
Didn't get in.
Damn.
When in the interview, they give us like a scenario, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but I basically assumed something happened. And I'll never forget this. He looked me in the eye and he goes, "Assumptions are the mother of all fuck-ups."
Yeah.
And I was like, stuck with me ever since.
Oh, so you learned something.
I learned something, Hey, there we go. Learn one thing, So, and again, I never assume. I ask questions.
I remember those role plays, and there was someone called like David or something in the... So what it is you have we're going on tangents now, but it's funny. There's like 8 rooms, and you go in the first room, and there's literally just a table and a bit of paper and a scenario, and you got 5 minutes to prep, and then buzzer goes. You have like 60 seconds to stand outside the next room. Buzzer goes, you go into the next room, and that's the scenario. And your actors in there. So there's someone assessing you, and there's an actor. And all of the scenarios are basically you're a security guard in a shopping center, and there's different scenarios that you have to like de-escalate. And they're looking for things of like, come into being decisive, de-escalation, building rapport. And I saw one, and it was like his name was David. And I walked in, and I said, "Oh, how are you, Dave?" And I said, "Can I call you Dave?" And he goes, "No, call me David." I wanted to go, "I'll call you Cock if I want." But I was like, "Sorry, David." And in my head, I was like, "I've ruined this one." But yeah, it was. You had like 4 different ones to go through, and they got better as you went because you got more comfortable with it. The first one, terrible.
But as we're going off on the tangent, let's just go with it. I remember doing the role play for the fire service, and like, in my head, like, I've tried role play in the bedroom, so I thought maybe I'll be fine with this. So and they were telling me, so basically you're going to go in that room, you're going to read like the setting, and then we're going to call you in, you're going to come in, and as soon as you come through the door, it's on, like the cameras are rolling. I was like, yeah, fine, no problem. So I got one on this floor, read it, and it was like, you've just knocked someone's door. You want to check if like they have certain plug sockets and stuff, and you've got to talk your way into the house type thing. And I remember as I opened the door, I felt like super comfortable. Like, I'm a firefighter. I'm going to go up this door. I knock it. As soon as I open the door, this woman comes flying at me. I literally felt like I'd walked into a primary school stark naked. I was like, oh my Lord. I was just looking around. I was like, mate, I am really panicking and just not feeling comfortable at all. They're the worst things ever. Yeah. Role play. Yeah. Oh, the bedroom's done now. No more role play.
And now we're all sat here, so we all didn't get in.
Worked out for that.
Right. Massive tangent. Let's reel him back in.
Assumptions. But conclusion, don't make the assumptions, have the conversation. So, step 1 in setting your environment up for success, have the conversation with your family, with your spouse, with your kids. Mm-hmm. Tell them why you're doing it. Tell them how they can support you, and be specific. Yeah. And I think that already puts you in a really good position of knowing where you stand and knowing the support that you have, and also they're aware of what you're trying to do.
And that'll make it much easier to change the physical environment. Then, 'cause
Yeah.
once you've had the conversation, it's like, oh, I'm going to put a walking treadmill in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I understand why he's doing that now.
You know what's realistic now. It's like, because you might not have the perfect social, but at least it's good enough. It's like,
Yeah.
now I know what they're willing to bend to.
Yeah.
Now I can move on to the physical, and I can start manipulating the physical. Because we would have manipulated our environment from home to support fat loss to some degree. We've all done it.
Yes.
Now, again, you've got the hurdle of kids. We haven't, but we have manipulated somewhat. So I guess if we go, Ryan, I guess you can start where, what have you manipulated from home that makes it very easy for you to get the job done, or very difficult to not do the job?
Yeah.
both ways.
So two big things I've done from an activity standpoint. I put a gym in my garage. So obviously having kids, don't get much time. So literally 2 seconds out of my door, I'm in the gym. Walk-in treadmill at house in the kitchen. So it's very difficult for me not to get the steps in. In Wales, it's always raining, so that's no excuse there.
I can just imagine right now, treadmill in the kitchen, and there's just like a donut hanging from the ceiling.
Drooling.
Can you imagine if I didn't have that conversation? Come on, it's just like a massive treadmill in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
be annoying, wouldn't it? You know.
Yeah.
So from a food standpoint, we tend to eat the same things in the evening, like me and Gab do. The kids do have chocolates here, but again, it's quite difficult. So I don't really care for like chocolates and stuff. But I will say one thing: if they had Oreos in the house, I would polish them off in an instant. So, like I said earlier, I buy them chocolates that I'm not necessarily fussed on. I don't buy them Oreos.
Or Turkish delights.
Yeah.
Look, boys.
Bounties.
You've got a big bag of bounties.
I'll be honest, man. I
You
don't
like
mind.
it, you like
I
it,
like
you like the
about
bounty.
yeah, I don't have those.
Yeah.
So like, you could say then I put like any snacks and stuff they'd like that I'm not really fussed on, so I'm not really tempted by it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're satisfied. You find it easy.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone wins. It's like a compromise, you
Yeah.
know. So, and they were probably the biggest things I've done. So then it's really difficult for me to eat foods that I know I'm tempted by that wouldn't necessarily support my goals, and it makes it really easy for me to get my activity in.
Yeah. We'll go to Ben, and I reckon when we start saying stuff that we've done, because you've said those are the things that you've done, and I bet you there's more that we'll say now that you've done, but it's just not as obvious either. Nothing.
Nothing. just born great. No, I think my top ones would be the treadmill has been really helpful. I say that, but like, I love walking outside, so I almost feel like it doesn't get the full utility that it should, because any chance I can go for a walk outside, I associate walking with taking a break. And so if I'm then walking and working, same with listening podcasts and stuff, I'm associating it with work. I like to just walk and listen to music or something.
But also you have done, when you were in like fat loss phases as of late, you were walking a lot more on call. So
yeah.
You
So
do use
it was an addition. Cooking appliances. So getting good cooking appliances that I can bulk cook with. So like a Ninja Foodie, like an air fryer pressure cooker thing was huge. The sous vide for like bulk cooking chicken and steaks and things. And getting the right misses. I think that's the best.
Hey, social environment.
Jess,
Choose the right one.
Jess, if you're watching, I love you. Honestly though, like, you know, she bulk cooks the chicken. There's always rice in the fridge. There is always ready to go foods that I can literally just mix and match to get carbs, fats, protein, nuke it in the microwave. I'll be working and she'll be like, what do you want to eat? And like, that has been, and again, we spoke about spouses and stuff, but like, she's the gold, like that. Just, it's like, I don't have to lift a finger, you know, and she'll do it. Like, honestly,
What do I want to eat? Donuts, but I will have chicken and
What a
rice.
slave.
but also like, it's like, she likes doing it.
Yeah.
So like,
she's in that game as well.
I think like one of her, again, another tangent, but like, I think one of her like love languages is like acts of service. So it's like, because I'm not a gift. It's like, oh, I got you a nice watch. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with that? Like, tell the time. But if it's like, I brought you a coffee, I'm like, you're the best. And so like food prepped in the fridge, like having a supportive spouse was lights out.
It's funny. I think my Jess is acts of service are spending my money. I think that's it. Is that one?
Words of affirmation.
Yeah.
You're the best.
Yeah. Getting me to do the bins. Is that is that an act of service? No, I think with mine, outside of the things, you know, I've got the gym from home. I don't travel to a gym at all. I do all my stuff from home. So again, it makes it very, very easy to get the job done. You're the same with your cardio stuff at home.
Yep.
It's like worst case scenario, you can still get it done even if shit hits the fan.
Yep.
Food appliances, the air fryer, super easy to just batch cook chicken, things like this. Ones that haven't come up, so I have very convenient protein and fiber sources. So I always have cooked meat in the house to some degree. So whether it's like a deli chicken, deli turkey, deli ham, and I've always got frozen fruit. I buy bananas, chop them up, freeze them, and I get berries, freeze them, grapes, freeze them. So I've always got frozen fruit ready to hand. Things like ready-made soups as well, very easy, calorie controlled, convenient. So it's like I can whip up a soup. It's like 200 calories in a can. And I can, done and dusted. So it's like, I'm not like, I need something quick between calls. I'm going to have this bag of nuts because I can open the bag of nuts and just shove them in, but I've done like 900 calories in a bag of nuts. Whereas I've got a thing of soup, I chuck it in the micro for 90 seconds and it's done and dusted.
What about that
I
sourdough?
always cook my soup in saucepans. Do you nuke in the microwave?
Yeah. In a bowl, micro.
Yeah, I tell you what,
And then it starts beatboxing to the top of the
I
microwave.
tell you what's inconvenient. It took you 10 days to make that loaf of bread. You were wasted away by the time that was done.
I haven't done that since.
Yeah, sourdough.
I actually lost 7 clients while I was doing that. So yeah, it's like, it makes it really easy for me just to do the things. And also, I don't store that much of what I would consider like trigger foods in the house. Because it's only me and Jess. So it's like, we don't need to have, I've got 17 Snickers in the cupboard.
Yeah.
Like, because 17 Snickers, I would just write off. So it's like, for example, it was Halloween recently. And trick-or-treaters we expected to come round. So we stocked up on sweets and stuff.
Didn't come round.
But no, they didn't. Not one. Not one.
Wait, you live on the top of a hill at the back of a
bottom of a
cul-de-sac.
hill.
No one's going down and going back.
Yeah, especially with this creepy man in the window. But what I did, though, is I bought sweets that I am not that fussed on. If I had bought stuff that I'm like, the kids will love this because I love it as well, I'm going to see it off. But I was like, well, if I buy something that I can take or leave, I see it now most days and I go, I don't read it. It's like, it's there. Because I am one, like, whereas if we bought some sort of like chocolate buttons or something like that, mate, I'm going to smack the bag before the kids have even arrived. It's like, there's no, so it's like my willpower isn't called into question because I don't put myself in the environment where it's going to get questioned. Super easy. So it's like super convenient foods that are reflective of the goal. I don't store convenient foods. Like in my freezer, I've got curly fries in the freezer. Like I love a curly fry. But they're frozen and they take like 40 minutes to get ready. I never, they've been in there for months, even though I love them, but they're quite inconvenient and I can make other stuff way faster. So it's like the soup takes 2 minutes to make. The curly fries take 40 minutes to make. So when I'm hungry, I lean into the soup over the fries. It's just manipulating the environment. So again, even if I wanted to raid my house of food, I'm not going to put away that much.
There's only so much chicken and rice I can eat. It's like, well, I've got 3 options. I've got steak or chicken and rice, and then I've got salsa and guacamole. They're basically like the 4 foods in my fridge. And if I don't want to eat them, then I go, you're not really hungry then. And then I leave it. And then when I am hungry, I'll go, I'll have some steak and rice. And it's so easy. It's like the easiest plan. The only other one that I have that's convenient is bread. And I'm a bread fiend. But
duck.
Yeah,
have you ever seen when the humans have come from monkeys and it's a monkey and it like morphs and it goes like next.
You're from a duck.
It starts off as just like a pond duck,
and
then it just goes up and up and up. Hence the big nose at the end. I'm still hanging onto the bill.
But I'm like the only other foods that I have that are staples will be like bagels or bread and eggs, and that's breakfast is eggs and bagels. But I think having those staple foods that are super convenient, super easy to prep in bulk, and you just got Ziploc bags or Tupperware in your fridge. And this sounds silly, but even I would go Ziploc bags over Tupperware because it's less washing. It's just, you don't have to, like, even when I had to take meals to work, I would take 1 Tupperware and have 4 meals in Ziploc bags because then I would empty it into the same Tupperware. So I got 1 tub to wash versus 4.
Or an alternative, I used to have a massive Tupperware with
Put
four
all your meals in.
servings
Yeah.
of food
Yeah.
in there,
Yeah, yeah.
and then I would eat it 4 times throughout the day.
But like little things like that. When I spent years washing Tupperware, and I'm like, I'm getting really sick of this.
Yeah.
It's like the Ziploc bags, genius.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like make it as easy as possible to
Yeah.
do the things you want to do, and
Yeah.
as difficult as possible not to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Another one is, if you look, when I'm heavier, you will look and there'll be no food scale on the counter. When I'm leaner, the food scale is out constantly. It doesn't go away. Because like, if I'm trying to stay on track with my diet and drop some body fat or whatever, if the food scale is away, sometimes I won't even look at it. That visual cue won't remind me, weigh it. Or I'll be making something in a rush and I'll go, I'll just guess, whatever. Like I'm too busy. Whereas if the food scale is there, it's like, well, why wouldn't I use it? It's literally there right in front of me.
So these are some like real quick, I don't like the word hacks because they're not really hacks, but like some quick things that you can do. Keep your food weighing scale on your kitchen side. Keep your body weight scale in the bathroom so that you almost trip up over it. So it's easy accessible. Don't stack it at the back that you have to pull it out every time or bend down near the bog every morning to pull it out. Have MyFitnessPal on your phone on your first home screen so you don't have to flick through to find it. So it's just there. You know, even replace where your WhatsApp is. Or Americans don't use WhatsApp, they use iMessage. But like, I guarantee if you swap your iMessage with your MyFitnessPal, you'll accidentally keep clicking MyFitnessPal and be like, well, you're in there now.
Yeah.
May as well log it.
Yeah.
But just those things that you don't even have to think about, but you're like, well, I may as well because it's there. Whereas if it's like, well, I forgot to weigh this morning, I forgot to get out the scales, it's like, just keep them out.
Yeah.
Like they don't take up that much space. And same thing with the food weighing scale, same thing with MyFitnessPal. But it's, again, like, when was the last time you heard a coach say, make sure MyFitnessPal is on your home screen on your phone? Like, you'd be like, what have I paid for? But we know it's those micro behaviors and just it's slight environment changes that can dictate someone doing something or not.
Yeah.
Well, look, like we always say, it's if you want to have the same success as someone else, look at the things they do on a day-to-day basis, or these small things around them. And if you copy them to the T, the chances are you might not match them, you might even surpass them, but you'll at least get closer to them. It's like you surround yourself like they have as well. So if you go into someone's kitchen who was 300 pounds, I bet you could walk into the kitchen and go, I bet this person is, and you guess the weight, and you would be pretty close.
If I had to stereotype that kitchen, there would be dirty plates and bowls on the side. And again, it's like, well, if you don't have clean bowls and plates, what are you going to do? You're going to order DoorDash. You're going to get takeaway because it's like, well, I don't want to cook anything in this dirty kitchen.
Yeah.
So the kitchen is probably going to be a bit dirty. The fridge is probably going to be quite empty, quite bare.
But there are like rustlers, like a micro burger.
Yeah. And then there's going to be just snacks of like random things, like packets of, wagon wheels and crisps and things just scattered around.
That is a bit wagon.
And then-
are they American wagon wheels?
No, I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
definitely.
I used to hate them, but they're actually all right.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Are
But
they still
then,
around?
yeah. But then if I said, well, okay, what would someone that's in great physical shape look like? I would say they're going to have some decent kitchen appliances. The kitchen's going to be pretty clean. It's almost going to look a bit like a showroom.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, you got a bowl of fruit in the middle, there's a coffee machine, there's an air fryer, there's a rice cooker, the pantry's organized.
Yeah.
The convenient foods that they want to eat are at eye level. The shit foods are right at the back, at the top that you need to step for. Like, and it's like, like you could just go and live in that house and you'd probably lose weight.
Yeah.
Just from how the kitchen is set up.
Yeah. So it's like you can go in and look at your house around you and be like, what in this house drives me to find success in this goal, and what in this house makes it more difficult, and can I now manipulate these things in order to make it easier for me to get the job done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we sum it up, top five things that we can do: conversation with spouse and kids for support, food scale out on the side, and body weight scale.
Yeah.
MyFitnessPal easy accessible.
MyFitnessPal easy access. I probably would put up there as a top one. Walking pad
Yeah.
I think that
is
should be top
probably
5.
one of the biggest game changers that you can have for getting in your
100%.
steps.
One that can be moved around pretty easy. So
Yep.
it's like if you're at your desk, you can have it at your desk. If you want to watch TV, you can roll it in front of the TV.
Yep.
So you can easily just shift it round and just be walking whilst doing these other things that are more often
I
sedentary.
tell you something big I've noticed even in my own personal life. Like, you know, if you want to go out for a walk, a lot of people, they may, by the time they get ready to go out and then come back, it's like they're only outside for, I don't know, like 5 minutes. Whereas
Took 10 minutes to get ready.
Exactly. Whereas if you've got the treadmill, you get like you'll find you've got like pockets of 10, 15 minutes, straight in the treadmill, straight off. If you do that 4 times a day, right, you've now got an hour accumulated across the day. If you did 4 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's like a walking pad game changer.
Yeah. Last one, probably just when it does come to buying foods and snacks for your kids, like don't also buy the things that you love. Like try and get the ones that you're just like, meh.
I would say that as make sure you have convenient foods
I'd
that are
throw that in that
supportive of
one as
your
well.
goal,
Yeah.
and make sure that you have none of what you would consider your trigger foods.
Yep.
Doesn't mean you can't have any chocolate or any sweets or any cake or whatever, but it's like make sure they're not ones that really do test you on a daily basis.
Yep.
You know, for example, if I had Pringles in my house that are a chip, I would blow them easy. They wouldn't last long.
Yeah.
But if I had Walker's salt and vinegar, they would probably last there to the next 5 years.
What about a Quaver? Would you like a Quaver?
I like Quaver.
I do like them, but they
Skips?
would be
Skips?
Yeah, but they're just they're give or takes for me.
What's it tonight?
Cheetos. Cool Doritos.
Yeah.
You put sour cream and chive dip and Doritos. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving until it's all gone. Yeah.
I love a kettle chip, like a mature cheddar and onion kettle chip. I'm a finer man, you know.
Sophisticated.
That's the thing about me.
They're the posh crispy, aren't they?
But hopefully that helps you guys when it comes to just setting up your environment to make it as, I don't even want to say setting up your environment for success, but setting up your environment to make it as likely or convenient as possible to do the behaviors which we have seen time and time again to likely get you towards your goals when it comes to fat loss. Thank you as always for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube, and we will see you next time.
If you love this show, please like, share, and leave us a 5-star review so that we can help more people. I'm John Madsen, reminding you to always go get what's yours.